Welcome back, everybody. So the other day we were out fishing with the side piece and did pretty darn well. So figured why not go out and throw a new vibrating jig that I've never thrown before, and that is the Thunder Cricket Rattling version. Never thrown this before, but the other day we were out in a ton of wind and after some rain, the water is really murky, so figured why not go ahead and throw something that typically does well in spring, and that's red and vibrating jig, and it's got a rattle, so those fish should be able to find this pretty darn easily. Let's go out and see if we can't catch a couple and replicate the day that we had the other day. Let's get after it. Upper body day in the gym was probably not a great choice before a long paddle with a bunch of wind, but nevertheless, we're gonna get down there, same place we were the other day. Super shallow, skinny water. Hopefully they bite just as well as they did. Hopefully they're wanting to bite something a little bit new. And hopefully we're able to hook up with a few more, because we had quite a few bites the other day, but weren't able to keep them all pegged. So hopefully this bait does a little bit better of a job, but we'll paddle out there, see if we can't find them. I feel like I should do a follow-up review of the Catch Mode 110. Being out here in, this is over 15-mile-an-hour winds, just paddling through the waves. If you guys want a re-review, I think I've had this kayak for, I think 3 years now. I can most certainly go ahead and put one of those together, but drop that in the comment section below if you guys want an update. But we are almost there, and hopefully the fish are too. All right, finally made it out here. It is insanely windy. Not super easy to anchor down in even, but nevertheless, we got everything tied on. So we have a Zaco trailer on here. I do like, so the trailer keeper is wire, which does a wonderful job. And actually there's a second keeper that's kind of molded into the head, so your plastic should stay on there very well or get ripped up super quick. It looks like the hook is nano coated, sticky sharp as far as the blade goes, because that's what makes this thing a little bit different. So it has plastic, so it's metal, so you shouldn't end up with any issues as far as durability, but it's coated in plastic. So I don't know if it'll rip through weeds quite as well, but that is where that rattle chamber is housed. So let's go ahead and start chucking around, see what we think. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to have any sort of positioning today. Immediately in the weeds, not a great start. But let's see how she vibrates. So it's not super aggressive, and I assume it's because that is housed in plastic. It probably is a little bit blunted or muted. So we're definitely going to be relying on that rattle chamber for those fish to find this bait. But start chucking around, see if we can't get lucky. There's one. Holy cow. That took a while. It wasn't actually that long, but like we kind of thought, it's not a bad one. You're gonna hook up with these things because this hook is not very covered up by that blade, like at all. So I am getting hooked into every weed known to man, and it's not super easy to rip through it, I assume because of these blunted edges. There's a little 2-pounder probably, but these blunted edges are not super easy to rip this thing through all the grass. So a bit of a workout, to be honest. Again, on top of today being upper body day in the gym, but there we go, first fish, and he was able to find it. That one bit right as soon as we ripped it out of the grass. And with this hook being super exposed like this, you should have phenomenal hookup ratio with these things. That was the first one that we had bite, and first one we God, obviously. Yeah, it's just everything under the sun you're hooking up with, which is good, but this might be something that you want to throw a little bit more on the edges, not necessarily in so much of this trash and heavy vegetation. But let's keep chucking around. I'm sure we'll get some more. All right, we took off the Zaco trailer and put on a craw trailer in hopes that it would stay a little bit higher in the water column and stay out of those weeds a little bit better, which so far it is. So this one, oh nope, that was a weed. So this one must be, it runs a little bit deeper. That side piece that we threw the other day ran super high, so we were able to put just a robo-tail trailer on it because it stayed relatively high in the column. But this one is probably a little bit better for some deeper water applications, but this craw trailer seems to have made things wildly better. So let's see if we now can't catch a couple more fish. Oh, there's one. Ripping it out of the grass. Oh, that's not a bad one at all. Oh my gosh. That is not a bad one. Oh gosh. Oh, he's hooked in the bottom of the lip. Oh, boat flip. Ripping it out of the grass. I wasn't prepped for that. There we go. That's a 2.5. Easy. Nice. I think this is obviously going to be one of those lessons where oof, we tore that trailer absolutely apart. That's what's going to happen when you have those wire keepers. Any soft plastic, she's going to get absolutely torn up. But I think this is one of those lessons to where minor details, like what kind of trailer you use, is going to make a wild difference in like the amount of success that you have. But that's only one. Let's go out and catch some more. Oh, there's one. I didn't even know that was a fish. I thought it was in a weed. One thing to say about this hook is anything that bites, you're gonna get them. Another 2-pounder. Solid. Oh gosh. Anything that bites this hook is phenomenal. Again, you're gonna get hung up in a lot of weeds. It's doing much better with the craw trailer instead of the Zaco though. Keeps it a little bit higher in the water column. Something to note, I guess, I've only got the 3/8 ounce. Ooh, she's getting quite beat up from that blade though. Like those eyes, I don't know how well you can tell. Like we're not in rock or anything like that. It's just straight up grass out here. But those eyes, that paint is kind of beaten up. But I don't think that matters all that much, to be honest. But yeah, I do have the 3/8 ounce. So if you're fishing a little bit deeper water, this I think would do phenomenal. You could also go up to like a 1/2 ounce or something like that. But if you're fishing anything skinny water, I would probably throw on a craw trailer or something like that to keep it a little bit higher. I think this just kind of goes to show how... Oh, there's another one. Back to back. Oh, how did we miss him? We had him for a second, started running with it. We must have... Just as I said, you don't miss any bait or any fish. I saw my line running to the side. How did it get How did it get off? But I think it just kind of goes to show that, again, every bait has its place. And this is no different. That was weird though. Ran 2 foot to the side, then somehow just got off. There's one. For a second, I didn't know if it was a fish or a weed. I still stand by my statement though. She does hook everything. Now, last one might have been skin hooked, but Oh my gosh, this one got hooked twice. She was not coming undone. Holy cow. There we go. Little guy. We're starting to pick up in this backwater. All right, let's get some more. There's one. There's one. Oh gosh. Don't get in the line. Oh no. Another 2-pounder right in the roof. There we go. Let him go. Again, with regards to, where is it? I think I've got it out here. With regards to the side piece, I think so many of those fish, just the other day we were catching, and it was in just the corner of the mouth. Part of that, I think, is you have so much smaller of a hook. So obviously it's a lot closer to the bait. And this blade, I think, just does blow the mouth open on some of those fish. So I think this is a really good bait. But I think there's obviously a couple drawbacks. It stays out of the grass phenomenally. So that's wonderful if that's what you're fishing for. And I think that's why it was a little bit easier to fish this stuff the other day. But you're going to miss a couple fish. This thing, with this big old hook, and obviously with your blade, that's going to not impede that hook point nearly as much. You're going to hook everything. And obviously that means a lot of grass that you probably don't really want to either. But if it gets bites, hey, that's what you're throwing it for. So let's see if we can't catch some more. I think this would do just a little bit better throwing in a little bit more sparse stuff, to be honest. Or if you're throwing against some structure, I don't know how easy it would be, or you know, how quickly it would get hung up in that. But sparse grass, I like this a lot. And actually with the craw trailer, it's doing pretty well in this thick stuff too. There's one. Did not know that was a fish. That's not a bad one. Oh! Man, that was not a bad one. I saw his back. I don't know that it was much bigger than the ones that we've caught already, but oh, well, I got something. I don't know if that was the same one that bit the first time. That hit like a sledgehammer initially. Don't lose this one. Oh no. Oh gosh. Ah, where is he? Nice one. That's probably 2 3/4. I don't know about a 3, but he was not coming off. Probably pretty darn close to a 3. Again, those little red parasite looking things. I don't know what those are. They almost look like baby leeches. But that is a fat one. Holy cow. Let him go. That was like right on shore, basically. Thing smoked it. I don't know if that was the same fish or not, but let's see if we can't. Nope. Could have been the same fish. Oh, oh, oh. You kidding me? Right there. Terrible hook set. There's a little guy. Again, I thought he was stuck in, I thought it was just a weed. Didn't realize it was a fish till he pulled back. Oh. is coming in so nice. Little guy. Not worth much of a look. Fat though. That one that we had just missed was much bigger than that one. There's one. Nope. That is a weed. The dedication we have to get our bait back. Was pulling up this root. Not done with this bait. Whew. Wet arm. Backlash reel. Hand smells now from that stuff. All right, get this all situated. We don't have much time left to fish, so we might have to come back out one more time. But we'll get this kind of figured out and go from there. There's one. Oh. What in the world? I don't know what is happening. Okay. He was just going through a ton of weeds. That was weird. Oh gosh. Oh no! What are we doing? That was so strange. I can't believe we lost him after we got him out of all that. Man. Shoot. This is rough. They're biting. And we're getting them hooked up and dragging them through a ton of stuff, just getting unlucky. I don't know how big that one was because he was just coming through an absolute load of reeds and everything else like that. And every time he would come off a reed, it would feel like popped off or something like that. But we get him out in the open and that's when he comes off. Man, we're definitely gonna have to, we don't have much time left. We're definitely gonna have to come out one more time. We're stuck. One more time yet and use this guy. So I feel like we should be able to catch a big one, but just hasn't happened. The couple of better ones that we've had, for some reason, those are the ones that we've lost, as every fish story goes. There's one. Little guy. Oh, what are we doing? That was a tiny one, but still. What in the world? Yeah. We'll definitely have to come back out because this thing wants to catch a big one. I just feel it. There's one. Oh, that one's pulling. Don't lose this one. Ah, he's not very big. About the same size as the rest. Actually, a little bit smaller. But he was pulling hard. This will be the last one for today. I've got an absolutely disgusting paddle home, but we'll think about coming back out with this one again. So maybe we will, maybe we won't. I like it. It's got its place. It's got, for sure, I think if you're using this in some sparse grass, this would be phenomenal. Obviously, if you don't have a ton of, overcast or something like that, probably where that rattle is a better idea than like a flashy blade or something like that. I don't know if it matters to anybody looking at these things, but it does lose paint pretty darn quick. But I don't really care about that because I don't think that matters that much when you're dragging it through and the conditions are, this gross. But yeah, I like it. It works. Catches fish well, hooks them very, very well. But we did miss a couple of fish, but we'll come back out with this thing, I think. I like it. So clearly the fish do too. Till next one. Welcome back, everybody. So today is our last day fishing with the Rattling Thunder Cricket. The other day we did pretty darn well, a lot of numbers, but nothing real big. All the fish were very, very decent though. So our goal is to catch, hopefully, a fair number today. We don't have a ton of time, and ideally something a little bit bigger, but we did have a bit of a cold front come through, so it might be a little bit more difficult to catch some of these fish. But let's start chucking around and see if we can't get lucky. There's one. There's one. Don't lose him. He's in some pads. Little guy. Oh, it's not so small. Smaller than what we were catching. I am glad we were able to get a hold of. Oh, he was pegged. Oh, right into the sun. I'm glad we were able to get a hold of this one. It has been rough out here, just with, I assume, the cold front. That is the only bite we've had in the exact same area where we were catching them at will the other day. So, whew, I'm glad we caught one, but I don't know if we're gonna catch another one or many more than that. But let's keep chucking around and see if we can get lucky. All right, that is it for the Rattling Thunder Cricket. It's crazy how just a little bit of change in temperature and a little bit of rain can alter the fishing so much. Also goes to show it doesn't matter how good a bait is. If they don't want to bite, they won't. And we saw that today for sure. Ended up catching the only fish that bit, which was good, but I wish there were plenty more that would have. But let's talk about our bait. So first off, we didn't run this thing through very much rock at all, and the head on it is absolutely destroyed, like down to the paint, and actually near the eyes it's down to straight. I don't know if it's lead or tungsten. I think it's lead. I could be wrong though. Also, the blade, that plastic blade from banging it against that exposed metal, wore holes in it, which is crazy. I don't think it's going to matter much because that chamber that with the rattle is much further up, so that shouldn't matter. Maybe it's one of those things that, like a buzz bait, the more you use it, the better it gets. But this blade has been through some things. This head, I don't know that I've ever seen a jackhammer head or anything other, I guess, any other kind of vibrating jig. I don't think I've seen it get that torn up that quickly. We've only used it for 2 days, and we haven't, again, run it through a ton of wood or anything else like that. It's mostly been grass, not even much timber. So, but beyond that, I guess if that matters to you, not ideal, but I don't think a little bit of paint off the head changes a whole lot. But as far as the bait goes, the fish loved it. This hook, I love the wide gap hook. Hooks up with the fish very, very well. The hook is super sharp. Again, I don't know if it's nano coated. It looks like it is, but incredibly, incredibly sharp. Fish loved it. I don't know that I would necessarily replace a jackhammer with it or anything like that, but I could see a situation where you might want to throw something that's got a little bit more noise to it or something of that sort and sound a little bit different than a jackhammer would. But if you guys love this thing and have caught some absolute monsters on it, by all means comment that down in the comment section below. I think I'll still stick to the jackhammers and a bunch of the JDM stuff that if I want to throw something a little bit different, but it's nifty. But as always, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Till next one.